Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down, motherfuckers.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots podcast.
I'm lightning with the blam blam.
Recording in progress.
All right. So we are live right now. First off, I want to reiterate the conversation we had earlier, saying that they got the set and they got the backdrop, the lighting and all that, what I'm saying? They color coordinated.
I saw that
too.
We got to do better, Book.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna we gonna have some costume changes.
I like where your backdrop is too, Doc. There's much love over here.
Yeah. We have many costume changes throughout the production, so don't worry about us being color coordinated. Dog, we're gonna make that happen. But I'm petty, man. I'm petty, and I'm okay with it.
That's all right.
It's all right. So for the people who don't know what we're talking to the podcast, the website, the creators, owners, and all that of blackpeoples.com. Can we get some hand clap for that, sir? Can we get some hand clap? Before we get into the foolishness, I would like for y'all to introduce yourselves to our audience and tell us a short background of how you guys came with this idea and what you guys do and what your mission is.
All right.
So I'll go first. I'm the first American Duchess.
Yeah, I'm Pastor T. Roy.
And we are blackpeople.com.
All right.
So you wanted to know how we got started, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you tell the story very well. So I'm going to let you tell the story.
Well, I'll make it short. Okay. It was a burden in my heart. I saw young black men being incarcerated, being mistreated and things like that.
Around.
Yeah. And it tugged at my heart, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to figure out how we can give back to the community because, one thing I see is that once you make it out of the hood, I didn't see a lot of people going back to the hood, really making an impact. And so, I had to reassess my life and say, man, God's been so good to me. You know what I'm saying? How can I give back to my community? How can I give the young brothers some wisdom, some game? And we were in the pandemic. And
pandemic, yes.
Yeah, it was in the pandemic.
COVID.
Couldn't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? It stopped us. And we had to really, come up with creative ways to get out and affect the community. And we came up with blackpeople.com and talked about it. And then we came up with the name. We tried so much to get Black People, but we couldn't get it.
They did something funny with that. They upped the price. It was like, nah, we're not paying $1 million for that name. For the name, the little URL. No, not doing it.
So we threw a dash in there. We threw a S in there, and the price came down. We said we better get it before somebody else get it.
Yeah.
And so that's how it started. So one thing that she has done is taken it even further. She wants to create that sea of unity among our community because what we find is that we don't have cohesiveness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And somehow we got to bring our community back together so that we can see some effects that we see other cultures doing, but we got a long way to go. So we say at blackpeople.com can be a start of something. So that's what we do.
Yeah. So it was a pocket of greatness here, pocket of greatness there, and here, but they were not together. So we feel that everybody can be under our umbrella. Everybody can do blackpeoples.com because everybody's on the internet, and our Black people can just come together and unify like that. We don't have to be together all the time, but some of the time.
Right.
Yep. So that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So he said pastor, so that means, Dub, you can't do all that swearing you be doing,
Yeah. I told you I was going to be on my best behavior.
Hey, let me set the tone. I am a street type pastor. I gave up my pulpit, 15 years ago. I gave up my pulpit and, I kind of like it sent me to the streets, go where the people at. Yeah. And so, I if you're at the place, I'm probably there too, you know what I'm saying? But I kick knowledge, understanding. But I just, in everything I do, whether it's swearing, cursing, or drinking or whatever, I always know God's present. is here. So, I always kick that knowledge of God and who God is.
Didn't Jesus go to the bar and he was talking to a prostitute? Did I remember that correctly?
Whoa. He went to the bar and was talking to the prostitute?
I mean, where did he find Mary Magdalene?
He drank wine.
What time I didn't know he talked to the prostitute when he was turning water into wine.
Well,
Yeah.
where else would you find a prostitute?
One time he was talking to a prostitute and people was like, "Oh my God, why are you talking to her?" And he was like, "What? Like I can talk to everybody because she need me probably more than I'm probably putting words in his mouth, but he's like she need me too, just like you need me. Just because she a prostitute don't mean I can't talk to her.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then y'all already know the wine story. He said, "Boo boo." Ran out of wine, boo boo, and let it be wine. That's why I drank Merlot. Because Jesus drank Merlot. I think it was Merlot.
I'm gonna start with the shits early, right? I'm gonna start with the foolishness early.
She turned Jesus into Sauce Walker, bro.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there too in a second.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We kick that knowledge, man. Jesus not who they told us who he was supposed to be. So, he wasn't that type of religious dude that we were introduced to. You know what I'm saying? That he was a man. He was a full-blown man that operated in authority, his culture. He didn't hang around, the aristocrats. He hanged out there. Listen, he went where the lowest people would be. So he would be in the club. If it was nowadays, he would have been where we think he would not supposed to have been. So, that's where I kick the knowledge.
Gotcha. Whenever.
Now, what was you saying about the petty? You get ready to be petty again. What was he saying?
So, okay. So look. I was going to ease into some of these conversations, but you talking about things being on your heart, and I'm going to say what's on my heart.
Okay.
All right.
Your heart.
And now we're talking about blackpeoples.com and, our people unity. And I've been, I read something this morning, and it was saying, it was a talk about black women are going to start dating outside of their race because black men are tripping. Right.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, we did a podcast on them.
And I don't have a problem with it. I love who you love. I don't care who you love.
Yeah.
But the conversation that we have as people sometimes, to me, is so ridiculous. It's so mental. It's so intellectually minuscule that it's embarrassing, right?
Okay.
I've never ever heard or seen a large amount of white women saying how they're going to leave, or any other race of women deciding, but let's just stay with white people, right?
Okay.
How many white serial murders can you name off the top of your head?
How many what?
Serial killers. Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy. How many times do you hear, oh man, somebody, molested all their family, right?
Right.
You already think in your head, how many churches got shot up by the white boy? How many school shootings?
Yeah.
But you still never hear them say, "Oh, these white men tripping. I think I'm gonna give me a whatever."
Right.
I see your point.
So we are so emotionally attached to to ways of thinking as black women and black men. But I'm just talking women right now, because the argument be, black men do this.
Okay.
Oh, they don't stay with their kids, or they don't like that's something that only black men do.
Right.
Like, welfare isn't a white person's, drug more than it is a black man's drug. We just get the welfare queen is a white woman, not a black woman.
Right.
Like single parent families is a black man's thing. Like, it's not a white man's thing. Like, it's not a Jewish thing. Like, it's not like we can't go through history and talk about all these great men who were white, who didn't have fathers in their life. Father just left, right? And so I'm trying to figure out in my head, well, I know the answer, or I think I know the answer in my head, but what is your answer, or what is y'all feelings on those types of conversations?
Bruh, you have hit the heart of what I.
Let me make sure I understand the question.
Okay, let me just say.
Are you asking us how do we feel about the black women dating outside of their race?
No,
Yes.
I'm saying the question I'm asking is how does the conversation become how the reasoning behind why black women is saying they're dating outside their race? Do you feel like the reasoning is valid, or do you think because when I went through it mentally for about 2 or 3 hours.
He's going to answer that, and then as a black woman, I'm going to answer it next.
Because listen, I'm for real, bro. I'm for real, and I'm 100. I'm gonna keep it 100 because I had an argument at a local bar with somebody about this conversation because they heard my podcast, and I made it known that my preference is that I rather see young black brothers dating young black women, and that we have not been taught to value our race of who we are. And until we learn to value our race and who we are as black people, I don't think that you need to go outside because you ain't got enough experience. You ain't met enough black women. If you're talking about, I can't find no black women. No, I don't believe that to be true. I think that we stay, every other culture don't have that issue. Stand within their race or stand within their culture. It's just the black race. We go outside because we say we can't find. And I think partially that is the reason is that we look at white as a symbol of success or a symbol of making it. I get me a white woman or you get a white man, I'm going to be successful, or people going to look at me a certain way, or whatever the case is. And I don't think that that's slavery type of conditioning that we have been implanted into our society. So we need to learn how to self-value ourselves and our community and our black women, and that is intentional. We have to intentionally. So I think the conversation still needs to be had because somebody needs to hear that. Because somebody haven't understood the importance of when you hook up with the lady or with your girl, that's a contractual agreement. That means everything you get, she gonna get. That means the wealth is gonna go to her and all this other stuff. Well, I'm like, okay, if you marry outside your race, you think that white woman is going to give back to the community? Do you think that white man is going to really have the sense of putting that wealth back into the community? So I have a personal issue with it.
I think stop you there. I got to stop you there. So, and I'm going with your logic. And this is a debating podcast. I know I'm telling you that we debate all the time. So, going by your logic, you said that it's a contractual agreement between two people, right?
Yeah.
So, how can we be contractually obligated to each other, but then I still have outside, like if me and you get together, if we're business partners, and I say, okay, you working in the third ward, working in the fifth ward, you think I'm not going to come to fifth ward on every other Sunday, and you come in the third ward every Sunday? Like we've already agreed that we're gonna work in each other's interests. So I don't think that if because I'm not black and I marry somebody that's black, I'm not going to invest into what they invest in because we've, like you said, we've contractually obligated ourselves to each other.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what I would like to do is answer your question, because I feel that I am exactly who you were talking about. So I have dated black men, and I have gotten frustrated with the black man, and I have publicly said that I was done with the black man, and I was jumping ship is what I said. Jumping ship. The Duchess is jumping ship. She's tired of the black man and all that. And I jumped ship. I sure did. And I jumped right back. Because let me tell you, I honestly thought that dating somebody outside of my race was going to be different. Well, it was different. And it was a difference that I did not like. Okay. And I wasn't used to the cultural difference. I just did not like it. Okay. And some of the things that I thought that only black men did, when I jumped ship, I saw that Indian men did, white men did, Latino men did. Right. Yeah. So I'm men like, are men. I might as well just jump on back and just keep searching and looking for that black man that do maybe less of what I don't like. So yeah, but they do get frustrated. You know, it's almost like you pout. You say, you know what, y'all not playing the game right. I don't want to play it at all. And then you try to go play with somebody else, and then they playing the same crazy game too. So you just like, okay, I'll go back to my other team. You know, so they get frustrated.
Yeah, I feel on that. I hear that. I hear it a lot from women. I mean, I hear so much. You know, black man, I'm tired of these black dudes. You know, they ain't worth nothing. They ain't want nothing but to hit it and quit it and all this other stuff. But I think that, you know, man, you gotta spit knowledge to them, because everyone I talk to after they finish talking with me, they find themselves saying, well, maybe I need to give them another chance, because society, you know, that's what society is saying. They saying, black man, everything we betrayed in and movies we betrayed in, either cheating, doing this, whatever the case is, like it ain't no good black men in here. And it's you know, and I tell them, I beg to differ with that, because society tells you that you only met, 5-6 black men, and it's about, 60,000 right now, you know, so you got to give it a chance.
But I will say, you know, that was my experience. Another woman might find the other race and jumping ship the best thing for her to do, because, you know, looking at it statistically, and this is what we differ. Looking at it statistically, it's 10-1. Yeah. 10 women to 1 black man. That's statistically, impossible for every woman to have a black man, because a man cannot split himself into 10 different pieces. So how is he going to...
I've tried several times. I'm actually trying right now.
You talking about you gonna split yourself?
I've tried several times. I'm actually in the process right now of trying to split myself 7. It doesn't work.
Okay, well, in that case, that might work. But naturally,
you got the result.
You cannot split yourself into 10, and you're going to get 1/10. 1/10 to this woman, 1/10 to that woman, 1/10. That's not right. I want a whole man.
But what I find is this.
I'm a whole woman.
What I find is this right here, is that when women say there's not enough, they thinking it's not enough of what they want. There's enough black men out here, whether it's a garbage man, whether it's a mailman, whether it's somebody working manager at Walmart. Brothers can hold it down. They can take care of you. They got, but they want this 1%er. They think
the high value man.
The high value man. And they talking about, well, ain't that many good men out here. There's plenty good men out here working that's working making $40,000, $30,000, $45,000 a year that they can rock with, but they don't want that. And they got to learn that, hey, you know what I'm saying? You get into that 1%, yeah, you're going to be alone, and you're going to be scarce, and yeah, you're going to look at it like, well, I'm going to go to the other side. But if we understand that there are good black men out here doing everyday work, working hard, that will treat you, cherish you, treat you like the queen or whatever the case is they want, and get off this 1% thing, you know, because I think that's where we mess up as black women. Sometimes they mess up with black women, and then some black men too. So, you know, that's just
I saw something on social media, and somebody just came out and say, I'm sorry, black woman. I am so sorry for everything that we have done. And you know what? That warmed my heart. And I wanted to say, I'm sorry, black man, for everything that all the black women have put you through. We have to start healing. Somebody needs to say, I'm sorry. And we need to start saying it more often. And let's try again.
Yeah,
I am a licensed therapist, and a lot of time I tell my clients, look, you messed up. You weren't born knowing what to do. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to try again. Okay. And if you fail, you're going to try again. And you're going to keep trying till you get it right.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why.
Sir Dub, as the married person on the pod, what was one of the keys to your union? And I mean, I know the answer, but what was one of the keys in deciding that this is the one, you know, the black woman that you married? What was some of the keys for you personally?
It was just the type of person she was, and the values that she had, and what she represented. Like, I don't have an issue with people dating outside their race. I kind of look at it differently. Like that might be one of the only regrets that I would have if I told you relationship wise, I wish I would have dated more people outside of my race before I got married. Simply because you can intimately learn different things about just different races, different walks of life, different people. I think when you hear people say, "Oh, I'm finna date a woman outside of my race or a man outside of my race as a black person," it's because they're fed up with some of the choices they make or the people they choose to date. And then they quickly realize that no matter if you're a white man, a black man, Hispanic man, Indian man, Jewish man, all men are the same. And if you're chasing a certain type of man who just happens to be a dog, he's gonna be a dog regardless if he's black or white. It's more or less the type of person that you're trying to go chase. And then some of our females, they want to chase this high value man, this 1%er as you speak of, and they don't realize what comes with that. And no matter if you're black or white, it's still gonna come with it.
But let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a diamond a diamond. Let's call a rock a rock. When someone says things like a high value man, and I'm not talking about you in particular, but when they make these statements about what a high value man is,
and I hate that phrase, by the way. But go ahead.
But let me tell you let me tell you what it's based in. It's based in Eurocentric thinking, right?
Yeah.
Because as in Eurocentric thinking in capitalism, the most important thing is what?
Money.
And that's all they care about.
So
because they don't.
So because
that's what they want.
I'm saying so So the value of a man is not what he can do, what he can teach me, what I can learn from him. The value is how much he makes. So, like I said, like both everybody said,
that's not the true value though. I get what you're saying. No,
it's not.
That ain't
100% not.
Part of it.
How
I will say it's a part of it.
It's not. It's zero parts of it. Zero. It's zero parts of a man that's important about what he makes. I say that because how much money did Jesus have? How much money did Socrates have? How much money did Albert Einstein have? How much money did Martin Luther King have? How much money did you name your great thinker, your great world changer? Were they rich men because of what they could do or because of what was in here? So if this is the most important organ on our body, why do I care about what he make? Everybody's not going to make $4 million. Everybody's not going to be a millionaire. Everybody's not going to have that type of value. But the value you have in here, in fact, it's immeasurable. Yeah. So if anytime you say a person is like, oh, well, that's important. No, it's not. It's not important at all because that's temporary. That's Eurocentric.
Let me tell you why it's important, though. Because you point to this part right here and you say, I think you're pointing to the intellectual piece of a man. So I'm just telling you how most
the brain. About the brain.
This is the brain. Okay, that's intellect.
No,
intellect.
You're talking about the
brain.
I'm talking about the brain. Okay. What you had, not. Yeah.
With your brain, you're able to think, and you have intellect. Yeah. So in our head, we're thinking, well, and it may be wrong, but if you have such a great brain, because I'm not going to be with anybody who's dumb, who's not intellectual, then you should have used that brain to get you a certain salary.
No.
And so your brain, we think your intellectual capability is connected to how much money you're making for the most part.
Eurocentric
thinking. Working at McDonald's, flipping fries.
Eurocentric thinking, right? Because the great thinkers of our time, did they start off making a bunch of money? Or did they start off with an idea and a plan? And were they working at McDonald's? Were they working in factories? Were they working at labor jobs and use their mind to eventually get there? And even more so, the people who inspired them, were they millionaires? Like you're putting all the onus on making the money. And what I'm telling you is the facts are that the money is not the only thing that money is a tool. It's a tool of Eurocentric thinking. When we go to other places, the person who is the most revered is not the person who's the richest. That's Eurocentric thinking. That's what the Romans did. That's what the Egyptians eventually did. They're like, oh, well, so I got the most gold, so that means I'm the most important. Right. I got the most money, that means, but that's not true. Because the person who's making this whole thing move, you might not even see him. the person who inspired that person to make that money, you don't even know that it is.
Right.
So so if you feel like the money is important, then you just, in my eye, not you, but if a person says that, I'm thinking that you haven't understood that there's more to this than just what we can touch and we can see. Because if I'm living for my next generation,
I think it all depends on that person, what's important to them and what they're seeking out. You may have some, since we're just talking about the females, you might have some females where on the top of their priority is just security, being able to be with someone who can take care of me. Maybe they don't want to be that wife that goes out and works and helps provide to the household. They want to be that wife that goes out, has the kids, and then she takes care of the home. And she wants to be with someone that's secure, that provides for her, and she doesn't have to go work. The problem is sometimes I don't think they understand what comes with that. Like you can.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Question for you. If I want to be the person that if I'm with the person that provides for the home and be at my home, what am I doing at home? What is my goal in being a white housewife? Is this just to have a house and have my kids and or is it because I want my kids to be great? If your goal is not greatness, then your temporary mind takes over. If your goal is just this week and next week,
no, nobody's. But see, now you're moving the goalpost into something we're not talking about. We're not talking. I'm
asking the question. I'm just how can we not talk about that? That's what it's all about. Everything we talk about, we're talking about families and building. Like, and we started off, he said that these other people are not going to reinvest into our community. That's why it's better to stay inside of ourselves.
Yeah.
Everything is building towards greatness. Everything that we're doing as individuals,
I get, but
is building for.
Time out. I get that.
Yeah.
When we're speaking of just the relationship aspect of what someone is seeking out, if you are a stay-at-home parent, whether if you're the mother or the father, and you have the luxury to stay at home and raise your children. That's of course I get it. You should want greatness for your kids. So I get that. We're just speaking on some of the young ladies or men and the partner they seek out and why. I just was speaking some females might be seeking out just, security. I want to be able to be with a guy who can take care of me. And that's why, and to them that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and I'm saying that is temporary thinking.
That's not.
I'm thinking about me.
That's not.
Yes, it is. I'm thinking about me.
That's not temporary.
I'm not thinking of.
Okay. Let me say something because I hear what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying, but the issue that we have in our community and our society is individual thinking. Cultures don't think collectively that we are great because we are great. We think on individual levels that if my household is doing good and if my household is making this amount of money, then we're achieving as Black people. But no, we're not. You got to look at the percentage. How many percentage of Black men are making $1 million? How many percentage of Black men are really in the NBA or in the NFL or got a good job or whatever? We have to start thinking cohesively to understand that we have to learn how to culturally look at things. And what the gentleman is saying about it's a personal thing. If we don't start thinking collectively as Black people and culturally as unity, that we're not successful until we see a majority of our people are successful, or a majority of our people are doing good, or whatever the case is, because that goes back to the European issue that been pushed on us, is that we individually think about ourselves. But we have went through so much as Black people at slavery. We have been through segregation. We have been through civil rights movement, human rights, and all this other stuff where we've been separated. And now we need time to heal, and we need time to come together as Black people to learn that, hey, we need to work as a unit to understand that, we have to see the big picture. And the big picture is that if you do it as your white counterpart, individualism, then we don't achieve because we've already got so many brothers that are incarcerated, so many brothers that are struggling, that can't find a job, that's going through so much, and we don't understand that as a unit, we have to learn how to come together and see the big picture. So when I say that you need to really reconsider going outside your race, I'm not thinking about me. What I'm thinking about is the culture. Is that if I can reach and I can say to a young brother that says, hey, man, if you find a young black woman that can do, and you and both of y'all rocking, y'all can really affect the community. Y'all really can do some things or whatever the case is. But because we don't value that, we tend to go outside of our race. That's why I think not $1 or $2 is spent in our community. It goes outside of our community. We don't have the ability to the residual rate to come back and spend money in our community, because as soon as we get money, we go outside our community to spend money.
So you talk about cultural, presence, but we have to figure out, and yeah, you are right, but we're not even there yet. We're talking about a one woman getting with one man. We can't even think about the culture.
That's our problem.
Because
That's the problem. Yeah.
We're going to invite.
Okay.
We're going to get with.
I got a real question.
So you talk about this woman wants to be in the house, and what is she going to be doing in the house? Well, that she's going to be taking care of the house. Isn't that enough? I know me personally. I'm going to curse out when y'all hear that, but
it's
a housewife with a maid and a cook. A housewife with a maid and a cook. I know y'all like, what you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna let y'all make y'all point, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm gonna do.
I got a real question though.
Sure.
So I understand the piece about the black dollar doesn't rotate or go through the black community because we don't own anything. We don't have any ownership, so we're always spending our dollar with someone else. But if you truly marry outside of your race, is that really affecting the black community and how we can uplift and push the black community?
It depends, though. It depends on how you do it.
Because it's like this. It's like this. But see, you love who you love, and I get it. Black people marrying black people, keeping wealth within the black community, all of that. That is great, but sometimes as well, and I don't know, maybe I have the wrong perspective. The biggest enemy of black people sometimes is black people. And so I just don't understand how if I truly fell in love with this Indian lady over here and I married this Indian lady, but I still do my philanthropy within the black community and she assists me with it, I don't see how I'm not still pushing the black community forward.
Let me. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you can't do it. Because that same Indian lady, I'm telling you, I talked to her. That same Indian lady that I was sitting in the jacuzzi at Lifetime, just chilling out. She asked. They got
unisex bathrooms at Lifetime.
Yeah, Lifetime. Yeah. They got unisex hot tubs and
jacuzzi.
Not
the bathroom.
Jacuzzi is unisex.
They got a unisex steam room too, bro.
Oh, Lifetime is. Bye, LA Fitness. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but this is the point. She told me straight up. She said her young son wants to marry outside of the race. It's a whole thing with them. Now, he understands that if he marries outside of the race, he will lose his inheritance. They will not give him family money. They will not give him an inheritance.
Okay.
And he would have to start all over because they refuse to accept him marrying outside of the race, because the way the culture is set up is that the culture is set up to benefit, because you got to understand it's a race.
Okay.
We don't understand that black race, white race, we all in a race, and the objective is to win.
So why are we screaming unity then? So why do we scream unity so much then?
Well, we first got to say unity, black unity.
But
first we got to say, hey, let's do first for ourselves.
So how is marrying outside the
because
race
if you don't do
a travesty?
It's a travesty because it is more than you just hooking up. It's more than just a booty call. It's more than sex. It's all that. It is an inheritance. It's a lineage that you're leaving to another culture that don't have the investment that we have if you leave it as a black people. So that's what I'm saying. My grandmother passed down her salon to her people. And then they passed down her salon to her people. What I'm saying is, because we have accepted this European type of ideology that looks out for yourself, we can't pass on the wealth that has been given to our parents, and then we have.
Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Instead of the black wealth going down from legacy, going back to black, and you bury somebody white, half is black and half go to the white.
Yeah, because she's not going to go to the community center once you go.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll put some.
I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
No, I'll shed some light on as far as the Indian culture, right? So they have in India what's called a caste system, right?
Yes.
Right.
The the caste system.
Right.
The caste system was basically the darker you are, the less you are revered in culture, right? And so, of course, the darker you are, you're basically saying that you're further away from their Indian heritage. So they have an inner struggle in their community about that, right?
We do too.
As far as our, and all that comes from one set of people going around the world and telling people, hey man, because we look like this and you don't, something wrong with y'all. But taking it even further back than that, the reason why, and this is, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, the thinking that everything is black and black is the best, and that's destroying our community. That's destroying our mindset, right? Because we always say,
can I say that again?
That black is the best, and we invented everything, and that's destroying our mindset, because that is not giving credence and giving the truth that there are other races in the world that are productive. There are other races in the world that haven't invented things. That so what I'm saying is, if my thought is, well, black people are the best, well, okay, well, show me, right? Show me we the best. Don't just say we invented rock and roll. Okay, we invented it, but we didn't patent it. So their methodology has validity, because they understood, because I'm going way, way back, because where they come from, it's not abundance. If I go to Europe in BC, it's not fruit growing everywhere. It's not animals flowing around everywhere. They're in caves. They have to hoard. They have to get stuff and keep it for months on end, because it's not abundant. Whereas if you go to Zimbabwe, if you go
but this is my thing, my brother. This is my thing right here. I understand where you come from, but true enough, there are some ideologies that black people are better than race, this race, and that. I think that's wrong. That we're not better than race, but you have to understand what happened to us, that we have been marginalized when I was in Europe, they looked down to black people.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're second class citizens. Not only we talking about white America, you go to China, we still looked at as we're jigaboos. So you go to any other country that I've been to, you go to Paris or you go somewhere else, it's always that thought that we're lesser than. And this
I wouldn't say lesser. I say, because there are certain countries like Italy, like Rome.
No, I've been to Italy.
Yeah, and you know why? So you know why they don't like us, because we came through with the Moors and destroyed half their land. So they have a thing against us.
It's more than that, because you have to understand that the whole system of the degradation of black people, some people say it started with Jim Crow when he came from Australia. It was a systematic demise that they have scheduled for black people to demoralize, and that's how they came up with the 3/5 thing, that we're 3/5 of a human.
But I'm going back 4,000 before that. I'm going back when
the Arabs thought we was 3/5 of a human. That's why they sold us. So it wasn't just the white people; it was Arabs, it was different other countries, or whatever the case is. Now, what I say is, because there was so much of a systematic attack on black people, we have to, at this particular point, we have to tell people that you can be black and proud. You can be excellent and black. We have to pump up our race because we at a deficit. It'd be different if we started the race at the same time. But we just got, brother, you got to understand 100 years ago, you wouldn't be on this podcast. You got to understand 100 years ago, we couldn't go in the same bathroom. 100 years ago, we couldn't do that in America.
So you're saying go back to Africa. That's what you're saying.
No, I ain't saying go back to Africa. I'm saying that we have a disadvantage.
But if we have a disadvantage here, why would we stay here? If I'm a disadvantage somewhere, why would I stay there?
Why would you stay there? Because listen to me, bro. Where you gonna go? You ain't got no passport. You are the only person, that cannot be deported. You can't be deported. Where you gonna go? You
can claim citizenship. You can easily say, "Hey,
claim." You got to go fill out a passport.
Yeah.
You got to go fill out citizenship.
Yeah.
You are not. You cannot go back to your home. Everybody else, Indian, Spanish, Chinese, Pakistan, everybody can be deported back to their country, and they got the whole country out there. We have been cut off from Africa. We don't even have citizenship in Africa, even though we're black. We're the only people in this nation that can't be deported nowhere. White people are European.
So why wouldn't I call back home? Why wouldn't I call back home and try to make that connection?
Call back home to who? Who do you know in Africa?
I can easily get on the line and be like, hey, government of Ghana, man, I'm an American citizen. They're giving away land. They're inviting Americans to come to Nigeria, to Ghana, to Rwanda, to South Africa. They're inviting us to come over there.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know if you know this or not, but real Africans, they look at us.
Oh, he know.
They look at us.
He know. See, he's not. Hold on, my brother. See, young James Boogie Augustus.
African people don't look at you.
Let me tell you something. See, young James Boogie Augustus ain't giving you all the information. See, young James Boogie Augustus happens to be a Ugandan citizen. That's what he's leaving out. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's leaving out. Go ahead.
But
he's actually a citizen of Uganda.
He is a Ugandan citizen. He has dual citizenship.
Yes.
Are you there right now?
My who?
Well, congratulations. I said, are you there right now?
No, I should be. I should be.
I've been trying to tell him, look. See, I really think my brother is royalty in Uganda, and I've been telling him we need to go over there so he can stake he can put his family crest in the sand. I told him that we can hire some goons and we'll be all right.
So we can transition from this conversation and go and look. Hold on, and go into. Hold on,
and I'm just joking with him, man. Boogie cool. I'm just joking.
No. But look, we can transition into Queen Elizabeth, right? And this is why I have sideways feelings about certain things. So Queen Elizabeth dies last week, and of course the entire Black diaspora talks about how she was a colonizer and blah 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 woo, right?
It's not just Black, but I have realized that a lot of the internet is talking about that now. And my question was, even though I knew some of the history, so I always question, why the hell do we care what the royal family does, even though I know why they say we should.
But listen to what I'm saying.
All right, go ahead.
What the point of that goes back to our conversations, why I'm transitioning like this, because what came from the colonization was the slave trade. What came from that was the break between Africa and the Americas, right? Also the squashing of the independent nations. So if you have all this energy, not you, but people have all this energy to say, "Oh man, fuck her, she's dead," But what I'm saying is like, okay, if you understand what was done to you, you understand why they separated you from home, to break you apart, to break you down. Why would my next move not to be, let's go back home and let's figure out how to be at least connected with back home? So, because you have all this energy in the world to say, oh man.
I think me and you
really.
I don't
feel I'll be welcome, to be honest with you.
You know, really, when I hear people say, I'm going back home to Africa, and my experience with it, you know, in the military and things like that, I would tell people like this is that if you talking about going back home, this is your home. Matter of fact, it has been recorded that black people was here before the white people were. You know, so if anything, you need to fight for your nation here, you know, because we've been disseminated from where we was at, placed here, indoctrinized, miseducated. You know, we couldn't read books, bruh. We couldn't even read books. It was against the law for you to read books. And why was that? Because they didn't want you to get infused with the system that they have set up to keep you down. But my thing is this right here is that this is my home. And this is where, and we need to stop buying into that lie that this is a white, you know, culture that was started in America, that we built this thing. No matter what it was.
That's tough. I don't know. That's tough. I'm a historian now. That's tough.
The labor and everything that went into the skyscrapers, to the railroads, to the anybody that really that infrastructure that made America what it was, we did that.
So if that's the case, your point is saying that we need to be going to our lawyers and getting reparations, but that doesn't give us. But the land is built for white people. Like the law is the law. We all understand the law is created by white people for white people. We were the labor, and I don't agree with that. I feel like that's wrong that we were the labor. But in the same breath, if you go to somewhere where nobody, if you were born in a house and your mama don't love you, your daddy don't love you, you're gonna stay there until you're gonna be like, you know what, they don't love me here. But I have an auntie across the way that she don't know me that well, but she like, hey, I don't know you that well, but if you come over here, we can work something out.
But see,
there has to be a connection, bro. There has to be a connection. There's no way.
There's a problem with that because you've never been to that auntie. What if you get over to that auntie and she's worse than mom and dad who don't love you at home? I've seen that. I'm a pediatric psychotherapist, and I've seen it where CPS takes the kids. They're not doing well. They put them with an auntie or a grandma, and then the kids end up in worse shape. So psychologically, when you say home to me and home to a lot of people has to be somewhere where you've been before. I've been to my mom's house in Harlem Clark. I've been to Prairie View and I live there, but I've never been to the Woodlands. So if something was wrong with my mom's house or Prairie View, I couldn't say, oh, I'm going home to the Woodlands. That is not my home because I've never been to the Woodlands. So Africa is not my home because I've never been there. And yeah, we may say, oh, we get mistreated in America, but guess what? At least I know the skeletons in the closet here. I know the demons here. I don't know what's going on in Africa.
I don't know. First thing?
I have no desire to go home because I don't know what home is, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a little scared. I don't know what's going on. If you have a person who has a mother and father die, what's the first thing they do?
Go to the next relative.
Exactly.
Or you try to, at least.
Okay.
You try to go to the next relative. That's the first thing you do. Why? Because it makes common sense. It makes sense to be like, okay, let's find something that's related to these people. Now, I understand what you're saying about not knowing, but the not knowing is not because I'm not saying go home. I'm saying you have to try to make a connection. If you name any other race in the world, like you said, when they're here, they make a connection back home.
Yeah, but I think some of that is some of the people that were here initially. Like, let's say if I'm Palestinian, I wasn't brought over here as a Palestinian person for free labor. It was a choice for me to come over here as a Palestinian. Therefore, I still have a connection back home to Palestine. You have some black people who, that's the thing. Our ancestry was brought here as slaves. That's what we were told. I don't have a connection back to Africa where my ancestry started. I can do the research and find out.
Okay,
but even with that, I can do the research with 21, whatever it's called, whatever it is, you can take in my DNA ancestry, and then I can find out, boom, okay, well, my ancestry report says that I'm 85% Nigerian.
Okay.
I have a start. I still don't have a connection. You know, I gotta go to Nigeria and make a connection, and then who I'm making a connection with? Who do I know? Who to seek out?
What does every Muslim have to do before they cross? What is
I don't
their,
know. I'm not.
what is their
I would
path?
assume you got to go to Mecca.
Okay, but
Mecca.
you gotta go to Mecca.
Mecca.
Why I'm going to Mecca?
Well, that's the Holy Land.
But no,
That's the
why? But why?
It's the origins of Islam,
Because
right?
it's home. Because it's home. Even though I could be from Ireland, I could be from Australia, I could have never ever been to Mecca.
But why is it
But
home?
just
Tell me why.
Because it's home. Because that's where it started.
Right. All right.
Spiritual.
That's to my religion. Yeah, but see, you got to understand
That's not religious. That's just and why I say that, because it's not religious. It's because they know for a fact this is where it's, even Christians want to go back to Israel. They want to go see. They want to go to where Christ was where it started from. Some want to go to Rome, to go to the Vatican. Why is the Vatican so important to the world? Why do we? Hold on. But why do we watch the Vatican? Why do we get on TV and watch the Vatican? Why is the Vatican so important?
Because they are the
Because it's where it
religious
started.
leaders. That's not where it started.
That's where it started.
That's where information
that's
is
where
held.
Catholicism started. You have a diocese in Galveston and Houston and you have dioceses of religious people everywhere, but they don't put the diocese of Houston on TV. They put the Pope. They put the Pope on because that's where it started. Like I can give you 15,000 examples of how every culture, however you split it, whether it be religious, whether it be physical, they go back home. I'm not saying that every American should go to Africa. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the conscious effort to know that this is where it started, and this is how, like I said.
That's if you take
go all the way back.
Whoa, time out. If you're taking that approach, literally Africa is supposed to be the cradle of life. That's where all life started. Period. So, and if I'm taking what you're saying, no matter what your race, color, nationality, religion, no matter what it is, you all need to go back to Africa because that's where life started.
But that's
So
what they
now
do.
it's not a black and white
That's
thing.
what they do.
Who's
That's
they?
what they do.
Who are they?
Why do you think the British were going to Africa in the first place? Why do you think they were going to investigate and colonize?
I never said that I was against that. I never said that.
No,
I'm just telling you how
I'm agreeing with you.
I'm just saying how the black American could feel in a sense of what
I'm agreeing with you though. I'm agreeing with you. I'm like, yeah, they know it too. That's why they're going over there. And we the ones that saying like, nah, it ain't safe. But they going and colonize it.
I don't think we said that.
If it ain't safe, why they going to colonize it? I know I'm not saying, I'm not going against you. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh.
I'm saying that we're saying, oh, it's not safe. I don't know what's going on. But they going over there and saying, man, I don't care what's going on. We finna colonize this and because I know what's going on. I know where it come from.
But they going over
This
there
is
with
fertile
ill
land.
intentions, though.
They're
So,
goons to begin with.
Yeah, they
Goons
went
are going over there to colonize. I'm not a goon. I'm a duchess, and I'll get ate up. I'm gonna tell you. I told somebody. I met somebody who was Nigerian, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Africa. I think I need to go back, and do all that." He said, "Well, let me tell you something. When you go, you need to let me know because if you're gonna go, I need to send a car over there." And I was like, "Oh yeah, so we'll have a car to drive around and stuff like that." He said, "No, I'm gonna put guns in the car and we're gonna ship it because when we get it, when they find out you're American, they're gonna come after you because they know you have money." Now I don't have no
think
money.
you have money.
And so I'm like, what? I would have went
But
to
there's
Nigeria.
90-something countries in Africa though. But there's 90-something countries in Africa. I'm talking about South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Uganda, Egypt,
I know it's
Liberia. There's so many countries. Like
I
we
know.
always talk about Nigeria because that's our point of birth. But
that's
that's like me saying don't go to Chicago.
I'm getting ready to go over there blindsided. I'm just
I'm not
going
saying-
because
see-
I say I need to go to Africa and I'm getting ready to get jacked, not knowing that I'm supposed
I'm saying-
to. Unless I talk to the inside man and say we need to have a car and put the guns underneath the seat and then send it over there, and that's the first thing we get is the car with the guns in there. I would have got jacked.
Yeah.
You go to Chicago?
What
You
I,
go to
what,
Fifth
I
Ward?
would think, what I would say
You
is
go to
this whole
Sunnyside? Like it's no difference.
thing. Yeah, but the
Going
I
Sunnyside.
know
the
to
go to
avoid.
Sunnyside. But I
It's no
think that I
difference
think
than
that
Sunnyside.
we're going around the thing is that Africa is not our answer. That is not our answer for Black people in America. Is that we have to understand that most Africans are trying to get over here. They're trying to go to other countries because the sad thing about Africa is that it's the richest continent. It's the richest thing.
With resources.
Mm-hmm.
But yet they're the poorest because they've been colonized so much to where people have divided Africa up so much where one apartheid is killing the other apartheid. A genocide is going on. Because simple fact is that one is under Britain, and one is under this, one is under that. And so Africa is not the answer. What I say is
that's not all the way true.
Yeah, but
no, but because you're talking about people just like they do. Like, so we think that people could come into Chicago and drop guns off, but they don't do that in Africa.
Of course they do.
Like, people can come in. That's what I'm saying.
Documented.
Like, you just said it's a concerted effort to it's not a concerted effort to stop the American black. It's a concerted effort to stop the black person, period. Right. So thinking that not unifying and being and having a space, take Africa out of it. How come we can't unify? How come Third Ward and Fifth Ward can't come together? How come Sunnyside and South Park can come together? How come the bottom of Third Ward and the other side of Third Ward can't come together? How come Herm Clark and, like I'm saying, like, we don't have to go to Africa. I'm just saying that we have a place that we know for a fact that we have government. And you talking about now the government. I'm like, we have governments over there. We have spaces where, okay, yeah, you're American. This is an American space where your Americans can be in South Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Libya, in Senegal, and all these places. But the information and the education that we do not want to take, just like when they come over here, every other race comes to America because to take advantage of the education system. It costs money to go to school everywhere else. Over here, it's free. So yeah, I'm coming over here and get money and get education and go back over there and get paid. That's just economics. That's group economics. Yeah, they have a lot of in Nigeria. They send over 200 people or whatever, how many people, and they come over here, get education, go right back. That's group. That's common sense. If it's free over there and it costs over here, why would I go before it's free? And the government sponsoring it. Yeah, the Nigerian government. These different governments in Africa, in India, and everywhere else, they sponsoring their people to come over here, get information, get your degrees, get your connections, and come right back home. So why when we think, okay, well, should we over here? Let's have a pipeline. What Oprah did. She said, man, I'm going to go over there because they're going to appreciate it. They ain't going to appreciate I open a school in Chicago, but I'm going to go over there. Now I got a pipeline. So now when I have a school over there, so I can send 200 Chicago kids over there to South Africa, to the school. And they can get it. They can be bilingual. We don't even have a language. We can't even go talk to ourselves without them being our business.
Right.
That's real talk.
But like I was saying is that the problem relies over in America that 85% of our incarceration rate is black people. Mm-hmm. That drops out of high school 65%. So. The detriment that we're having in America, Africa is not going to improve that. We have to start at home. We have to start where we at. And we have to start making changes right now with the consciousness of black people. And that is doing things that brings the economical, social, settings of black people together to work together as an organization. One organization to understand that we got to be black for black. And if we can't do that without money, then we're not going to be able to do that nowhere else. It starts with our money. It starts with us first spending black, because I ask you a question. When I tell you to spend black, the first thing that you think about is, am I going to get good service? Am I going, where do I go? What am I going, with what hire black plumber, if he going to jip me or whatever, because we got this mentality that we can't work together, that we're going to get self-service and things like that. So what I say is that we got to change the mindset of our people to begin to spend money together. And that's the beginning of it, economics. To spend money together, because if we can't change that, then we can't change nothing else, because we don't own nothing. But if we own the money that we make, can't nobody take that away. They can't tell you where to spend your money, but you can make a choice to spend your money with a black person, and things like that. So we have to begin there.
So, it's funny that you say that, because I have a black virtual listing. that is, that I have.
Right.
And so it's called Black Pages Reloaded, and it is a shameless plug. But anyway, because I know when look, Kathy Hughes get on there, let's spend $10 with the Black Tuesday, and we gonna name 3 names, and you don't even have time to go get your pen, and you don't have time to write down names. By the time she's done with it, you don't even remember what she said. So I have a Black virtual list, and they have Black books out there, but by the time you publish a book, it's dead. There's other Black businesses that need to go in there. So mine, I put it in there and you push it out. It's called blackpagesreloaded.com. Okay. Yes, because you make a good point.
Well, I think it goes beyond having a Black directory, because even if you give them the Black directory, are they going to go to the Black people?
You have to change their minds.
The
mindset. They have to have a resource first.
I'm with you.
Resource.
I don't think it's money. I think it starts with education. I think education is the number one. Education is the number one thing that we have to press in the Black community. If we don't have, because even though I take all my money, and I'm a historian, so I look at history and how people, how cultures are usurped, how cultures are eliminated, how sex of people generate funds, right? People talk about Asians. In 1950, the Asians were in concentration camps in the United States. The Japanese were in in fact, anything that looked Asian was in a concentration camp. Families, houses destroyed, pillaged. It's documented. You can go look. You can Google it right now. And look at it. They have pictures of people in San Francisco.
I beg to differ with that, because if you take the Irish, they weren't educated. What they did, they had enough sense to open up a fruit stand, and everybody that's Asian, everybody that was Irish bought from that fruit stand until they were able to.
You're skipping the whole part that there were Irish people. There was an Irish community in America since the inception.
No, but bro,
the Irish dumped their prisons in Georgia.
That's the sad thing about it, that people think that it's education. Education has not gotten us where it's not education, because if you look back at Black Wall Street, when we were the least educated, and before Black Wall Street, when we was least educated, we had our own bus lines, we had our own businesses, we had our own banks, we had our own this, we had our own schools. We didn't have teachers that had to have a certification to teach. What I'm saying. It was just the so-and-so that was able to go and teach those kids. I'm telling you that when you pull your resources together and you have an economical engine, that's why they didn't destroy our schools. They didn't destroy. Matter of fact, when we were trying to integrate into their school, they was happy, because they're gonna get rid of their schools. What they fought against, the reason they killed Martin Luther King Jr. is not because of what he was preaching, I have a dream. He was preaching at the end that, hold up, I'm letting these people go into a burning building. We don't have the resources and the economics to support ourselves, but yet we're telling them to do. And the same thing that happened with all of the movements and things like that, until you find out and understand that your economical engine is the very essence of what they're going to fight. That's why they destroyed Black Wall Street
in this country.
Because it's power.
What I'm saying is this: you think I'm saying education as far as school? I'm saying that education as far as being informed as a people. I'm saying we have to educate ourselves. Like, every Black person should know a second language. There's no excuse for it.
I don't agree with you.
Why not? Why not? If we live in a global economy, how you know what?
And they don't need to know a second language.
They do.
They could be in Mexico. No Mexican language, and they succeed at being a Mexican.
But they speak English.
Why do we have to learn 5 and 6 different languages to be successful? I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's what they tell you, that you need to be diverse in order to be successful. But you can be successful individually as a Black man and not know any other language. I was in Germany, in Korea, and did not learn none of that language.
So you think you could have been more successful knowing German?
Huh?
You don't think you could have been more successful? I'm not saying
No,
you
I
learn
had a
language to
business. I
be
had
like
a
them.
business. I
I'm
had
saying
3 businesses in Germany. I had a church in Germany. I was in the military in Germany and did not speak any language. Went and got a $20,000 loan from a German bank and didn't speak none of their language. I had an interpreter. So what I'm
Did
saying
he get paid?
is don't buy into.
Did he get paid?
You got to learn another language to be successful. You don't have to as a black person.
Well, why would I? Okay, so once again, I'm going back to the education.
I don't think
part.
you have
I'm
to.
not talking about formal.
I don't think you have to learn another language, but I mean, I'm not against it. I mean, it can help. I'm not saying.
Why is it a kickback? Why is it
Well,
a kickback about everything that says let's be what we are. Like we are, like I said, we are conquerors, we are educators, we are architects, we are builders, we are growers, right? Why is it a kickback saying, hey man, I'm not saying learn German so to be like German. I'm saying learn German so I don't need an interpreter. I can walk to the bank myself.
I
can when I go to Mexico, I don't need. I can go because
agree.
they have languages.
Then ask me this question then.
But I'm saying that.
Why does the president need an interpreter? Why does the ambassador that needs an interpreter? They got a full-time interpreter. As a pastor, I had a full-time interpreter that would interpret that I paid to interpret for me because I don't have the time to be learning the whole language and speaking all this stuff. If they can do it, why do you have to learn that language to inseminate? Because this is the reason. Because we as black people, we always thinking about insemination. We always thinking about blending in with other cultures. And the problem with that is no other culture is really thinking about blending in with us.
What do you mean?
So
they teach English and Spanish. They teach English in every country.
I'm saying this. So when Spanish people hop the border, when they come over here, instead of them learning English, they change and they say now hire teachers so can speak English and speak Spanish so that they don't have to assimilate.
No, that's not true. Every school has ESL classes. Every single I got an ESL class.
I think the whole English language being taught in all countries, I think that's because we're from time to time looked at as a superior country. Everyone wants to come,
right?
So they're asking
because it makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense because
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If the war went a certain direction, we all would be speaking German on the planet. Instead, it went the other way, so we're all speaking English. I'm not saying don't go out and learn a second language. I'm not saying that. Of course,
I'm saying, but I'm saying that the people that won wasn't just the United States. It was the United States, Britain, and Europe that won the war.
I get that, but if the tide would have turned a different way, we would be doing this podcast in German right now. Do you agree?
Do you agree?
I'm asking. Do you agree?
I don't.
Why do you not agree? Why do you not agree?
What would they? Hold up. Did Hitler speak English?
He spoke German, my brother.
Did he speak English?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Why did he speak English?
Oh, I don't know.
Because
he was born. Where was he born? In Australia. Austria, and in Australia and Austria, they don't speak German. They speak English.
Okay, that's cool.
So I'm saying. So what are you talking about?
Well, what are you talking about? They speak.
I'm
English,
saying that English
in Britain also. Isn't English a worldwide language? Mandarin is not a worldwide language, right?
It's business language.
It's
English.
Business language. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
So Mandarin is business language.
So is Mandarin. Yes.
No, I don't know about Mandarin.
In 2022, it is.
Name me a move I can't make without learning how to speak Mandarin.
A move you can't make. You can't go to China and get a good contract.
Name me a move I can't make.
In China?
Name me a move I can't make without knowing how to speak Mandarin.
In China?
I make this move.
You know how many independent fashion designers do plenty
stop
of
the cap, man.
Damn, you're not. How you gonna tell me stop the cap if you won't even let me finish my sentence?
Because you're talking about designers, bro.
I'm talking about who?
You're talking about designers.
Is that not? Is that not a?
We're talking about money. We're talking about money.
If I'm talking about designers, are we not talking about money?
You're talking about designers. Talking about money.
If
I'm talking about tech, I'm talking about big money. You're talking about designers.
Whoa, time out. If I'm speaking about a black designer who is designing clothing, you mean to tell me that that's not big money?
No, that's chump change, bro.
Oh shit!
In the world game, bro. That's chump change.
My bad, bro.
What I was saying. Let me interrupt.
He don't have any proof. He don't have any proof to stand on that. But go ahead though.
But this is the assimilation. This is the assimilation
It's
I
not
was talking
assimilation, bro.
Is
It's not,
that-
well,
But you're
what I'm saying is-
assimilating. You're assimilating. That's the mindset.
no. So
Is
you don't
that
learn.
You're
You don't.
talking about blending in with another culture.
No,
And
I'm
yes,
talking
I
about
understand
learning what
that.
they
That's
know, so I
important.
can know it. I want
That's
to know what they know, so I can know it, so I
I'm
can
gonna
use
tell you,
it.
like the other brother said, is that for me to make money, if I want to make money in China, I do not need to speak Chinese. If I need to make money in Korea, I don't need to I don't need to speak Korean. Because I made money like that, transferring, they make the cheap clothes and I send it back. You don't have to do that. That's what I'm saying. But what we think is that in order for us to be diversified, and even Africans, because Africans, what they do is and I want to talk about my brothers because I really respect them. But what I'm saying is they come from Africa. They think that they have to assimilate into every society and things like that, and especially the white society, to really be successful. So what I'm saying is, first it comes back to self-awareness, self-black love. First understanding that you are more than enough right now to do business in any country you want to do in and be successful
That's
anywhere.
a good way of thinking that. You are more than enough.
You're more than enough.
and
What we have,
I want to clear it up.
what we fight against is our plight is that we have to fight against everything that told us we were not enough.
Mm-hmm.
They told us we was not human, bruh.
I agree.
If somebody tell you you're not human and put it on paper and sell you off of a chopping block,
Yeah.
and then divide your family up, rape your women, all this other stuff, segregate you. You can't go to this bathroom. I'm riding through Louisiana. My dad got a he had a nice Tornado. Y'all know Tornadoes was bad back then. Pulled up at the gas station. I run my little tail into try to use the restroom. White man said, no, you can't use that.
Mm-hmm.
Here my dad making more money than he making. But because he was black,
Yeah.
he could not use the same restroom. You got to understand that has affected us as a people. Now, if you're from Ghana, Africa, there's a different thing. I'm talking about black people that was born in America that come from this heritage, is that it affects us. We need repairing.
Yeah.
We need education. We need to learn.
What I'm saying.
Unification.
But what I'm saying is this. Okay. And so to agree with you 100%, but also just put this on your mind. What I'm saying is, okay, do you think you're gonna repair from within, or do you think that, or do you think that there's examples of your people that look like you, that think like you, that have your same DNA?
Yeah,
I'm just asking. I want to hear what you're saying.
This is I know what he's saying.
I'm saying you ain't gotta be Nigerian, you ain't gotta be Ghanaian, you don't gotta be Ugandan, you gotta be South African. But I'm saying that if I'm in a business and I say, okay, he's selling popcorn, sold popcorn this way and made $4 million, I'm gonna be like, nah, I ain't gonna use this model. I'm gonna use my own model. I'm gonna stay over here and fight it my own way. Or I'm gonna say, hey man, how you sell popcorn?
Who said that?
Are you saying
who said
go to Africa?
I'm saying that the blueprint is right there. The blueprint is there. Africa, the blueprint is there.
In
Africa, the blueprint. That's the blueprint.
This is my question.
Yeah.
When we had over 1 million slaves in America working, being ostracized, marginalized, everything, where was Africa?
Well, Tom,
Africa was fighting Britain.
Africans sold other Africans to the slave traders, though, right?
Yeah,
let's not forget that. Africans sold other Africans to the slave traders, right?
Okay, but
exactly, to the Arabians. They sold us to the Arabians.
Arabians are black, though. What are you talking about?
What
Arabians are black.
First, because we got to bridge, we got to understand the truth. That
Arabians are black, yeah.
It was black people that sold black people to the nations because we were lesser than, because if you go to Africa, if you come from this village, you're lesser than that. That's why they have whole genocides in Africa. So we have to understand that that's not the answer. The answer is
that they're not the blueprint.
That's not the blueprint.
So
what we got to understand is
your group. That's like me saying, well, America is the answer. So if I say, well, Canada can't hold up, but Canada's health system is better than the U.S., right? right?
I think so.
Canada?
Free health. So
You talking about socialization?
no. I'm saying, but it's the same thing. You keep grouping in Africa and saying Africa is a continent. You have different sects of people. Like Texans aren't Californians. Mexicans ain't.
You're right.
Yeah,
No. But see, you're right though. Texans aren't Californians, and Californians aren't people from New York. They're not New Yorkers.
And Canadians ain't Americans.
Whoa. But listen, but once you cross the waters, if I'm sitting in Israel, all of them Americans. It's all the same.
But but no, it's not.
If I'm sitting in Israel, If I'm sitting in Israel and I'm looking at someone, I don't care if you're from Texas, from Colorado, from anywhere. Those are Americans. If I go to Britain right now, if I go to Paris right now, they're not gonna say, "Oh, he's a Texan." No, he's an American.
Yeah, but you still identify him from a country. You're saying Africa is a continent.
Nigga, I know what
There's
Africa
a country
is.
of Nigeria.
Nigga, I know.
There's a country of Senegal. There's a country of
if I go off Bissonnette right now and walk into one of those shops trying to shop black, I'm gonna be called an Akata first. And a silly black American. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I was called that with you.
No,
what are you talking about?
That's a Nigerian shop, bro.
I only can go by what I walk into, my brother.
This is what I'm saying.
I've walked
but that's a Nigerian word.
I've walked into.
You're saying a Nigerian word.
Scrap the Nigerian word.
You want to Nigerian word.
I've been into
that's
several.
That's a Nigerian word. So you can't apply that to Senegalese.
But listen to what I'm saying. I've been in several situations, whether you're Nigerian, Ugandan, from Zimbabwe, wherever you're from. That's a silly black American concept. That's not a African concept, or that's not
true, bro.
What do you mean it's not true? I've had conversations with people with you. What are you talking about? And you know it's true.
How?
I've had the conversations with you, with other people from different countries in Africa. And it's it has always been a stigma to a separation of you are a black American. You ain't from where we from.
You know what? Because the conversation goes like we go. People from America classify. It's like you'll say Paris, you'll say Britain, you'll say Irish, you'll say all that. You don't call them Europeans. You don't call all of them Europeans, bro.
100%.
How many times? Hold on. How many times have you heard this young man on the power say Europeans? But he says Irish. He's identified. You identify Paris. You identify Britain. You identify them by their country. But you ain't said Central African Republic one time. You ain't said Zimbabwe one time. You ain't said Madagascar one time. You ain't said Ivory Coast one time. You ain't said Egypt one time. You ain't said Libya one time. So I'm saying.
So you want me to go? Do you want me to go down and identify each country separately, or we're talking about a pipeline to Africa? Because you yourself, sir, started this saying we need a pipeline to Africa. You didn't tell me I need a pipeline to Uganda, nigga. You said a pipeline to Africa.
And that's why I said you have to have education.
Don't sit here and try to make it seem one way because we're identifying different places in Europe, or just, you know what I'm saying, categorizing Africa as a whole, but then turn around and try to say, oh no, you got to do this, you didn't say that. No, just keep it above. We're talking about the generalization of the area, bro.
All I'm saying is this. I'm saying that when we use them generalizations of the area, it doesn't give an honest opinion. Like saying that African sold other blacks, but the Africans in Uganda didn't sell nobody because there wasn't no slaves come out of Uganda. The Africans it's a whole side of Africa that they didn't go to, that they couldn't get to. That had nothing to do with the slave trade. It's the transatlantic trade. I'm a historian, bro. I can tell you what's documented. So, all right,
when you started your rant, why you didn't tell us the pipe? Why you didn't tell us where we should look to? That's why I said. How come you didn't tell us? How come you didn't tell us where we should look to? Because I do recall. I said the first thing I said was, well, I got to figure out where I should look first. That's what I said.
And I said, that's why I said education is important. And I tried to help my brother. I was like, I don't mean education formal. I mean educating ourselves on what we need to do and how and where and what is the best look for us. So, Jamie, just like everybody else does.
It seems as if you, the historian, I respect you for that and I admire that. You have the blueprint. You kept saying blueprint. Who has the blueprint in Africa? Because I see that you keep making reference to the blueprint. Who has educated us? He says about education.
Successful countries in Africa.
Yeah, give us a blueprint. Who are they? Where are they?
Eritrea is Eritrea, Ethiopia to an extent. You got Central African Republic. You have South Africa, which is 4 or 5 countries in itself. You have.
So why are Kenya, they the blueprint? What are they doing that gives them the blueprint that we can follow?
The blueprint is saying that we have a country of black people who are self-governed, who have either gotten kicked out the British or have kept the British at bay or kept colonization out, have business, have infrastructure, have businesses, have a space. Ghana's another one. Ghana is why do you think Mike Jones and all these guys are investing money in Ghana? And Ghana's like, hey, come on over here, because it's like, okay, everything you want to have, and it's not just Africa. The same blueprint is Mexico. Not Mexico, Brazil. The same blueprint is China. The same blueprint. Now they have
blueprint is China as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't China a dictatorship though?
It's a communist country.
Yeah,
which is different than
dictatorship.
What's
name? What's Chow Pang? What's his name?
It's a communist country.
Isn't he like he's inserting legislation and law as we speak right now that will make him the leader until he dies?
Okay,
like that's a
once
country,
again, so not
go ahead. That's a country where your businessmen aren't allowed to not do business outside of that government. Like if the government says, "Hey, this is for us," like you give it to them, and if you speak against them, you're not seen anymore.
Okay. Yeah, you go to jail.
Once again, we just had a whole conversation about not being able to pee in certain. Hold up, but we just had a conversation about not being able to pee in certain bathrooms. So what I'm saying is, if you qualify in certain ways,
I'm saying we have evolved from that though.
So that's what I'm saying. The blueprint doesn't mean that everything they do in XY country is perfect. I'm saying that they have. You take like everybody else, and you take the things that are working right, that are good for the people, and you take those things and you build your thing. My question from the beginning was, do we start from within, or do we look to other places that have successful situations? And the conversation keeps going back to, well, now we can't go here. Or now I'm saying, well, okay, we've seen for 400 years that it hasn't been going the way we haven't made the progress that we should have made in 400 years.
When you say start from within, what do you mean?
I'm saying, do you want us to look to? I look to Dub. Dub looks to the pastor. The pastor looks to the Duchess, and we're gonna fix this.
I think that's how you have to.
We've tried that 100 times.
Yeah, I think you start. I think you start at home. You start at home, man, and I think that's where the flaw is that the way that you're thinking is that you're waiting on somebody else to rescue you. You're drowning, but you're waiting on somebody else to come rescue you. Africa's not coming to get you.
I'm not saying
China,
that.
other cultures, they're not coming to get you. They're not going to put out for you to have a better education, for the incarceration rate to change, for the racist injustice that we're experiencing in America. It's not going to start with them. Always start within us.
But it's not.
The leader has to come
from us. It's not, because we are moving in a Eurocentric way. It's never the hard fact is, until we realize that money ain't the key, we're gonna be in the bad spot, because it's always gonna be somebody like, man, they paying me, so I'm gonna do it. It's always gonna be that. Always, until we figure out money ain't the issue, it's always gonna be somebody, well, they paying me, I'm gonna do it. I'll call her a bitch, I'll call her a hoe, I'll shoot niggas, I'll do this, I'll do that because they paying me. That's our mentality, because that's their mentality. As long as you pay them, they'll do it. So until we find a space where we can get together with other people, we can figure it out, or see how they move without money and see how they move in unison, we're gonna be in the same spot. Man, the NFL come on right now. How does the NFL tell us all these things and do all these things, and we still watch the NFL? How? And it's 95. How does the NBA have an owner that called us whatever, and we still watch it? How? Because as long as they paying, we're gonna do it. As long as they paying, we're gonna do it. So until the idea of money got our head, we're gonna be in the same spot. So I'm saying to myself, where can we go where money's not the issue?
There's
You
no way
can't
you can go where money is an issue.
Yes, it is, bro. Yes, it is. Because
Money is a resource. Money is
Money-
a resource.
let-
You
let-
cannot
let-
live
let-
without resources.
okay, so why we watch NFL? Why watch it?
The
Why?
mon-
So if with the resources, if money, and we 90%, if every player in the NFL said they against blacks for not playing, are they gonna change the rules? Yes.
Yeah.
If everybody said, man, this rap thing, we ain't listen no more, killer bitch, but we stopping that right now. Is they gonna start moving that way? Yeah. But
If
because
you
they
take
paying,
your dollar-
we gonna do it.
If you take a dollar. What I'm talking about is investing into our culture. Yes, if we come together economical and build an economical engine to where we start buying from our own people, buying what's best for us,
Yeah.
doing what's best for us,
Taking resources from other
Not just-
places
not for
and putting
me,
them in our own community.
and putting it in our own community.
Mhm.
Yes,
King, queen.
yes, it's going
How?
to change.
So you feel like so what you're saying is y'all feel like it's not nobody else so that's what I'm saying about the education part. And I'm not talking about formal education. I'm talking about if it's street education, if it's just informal, whatever. So you think right now, as we speak, you think that it's not somebody that's like, man, we're gonna keep these niggas down.
Of course it is.
So if
Yeah,
you know that,
yeah.
if you know that, and then these are the people that have the money, these are the people that run the infrastructure. The people that run the infrastructure. You can say nigga, fuck, bitch all day long on the radio. Say kike. Say something against white folks. Say kike. Say a white racial slur, and watch how it get muted. Because the people who are the people who run the industry, who run the infrastructure, they have a organized plot to say we're gonna keep black people in a certain situation. So the only logical move is to be like, let me go somewhere where the people who run the infrastructure aren't white. That's the only logical move.
Yeah,
That's
but
the only logical move.
I don't think just because you go somewhere where the infrastructure isn't ran by white people doesn't mean that people aren't
Come
being
on.
oppressed though.
Come on, man.
Wait, so
Once
let me ask you a
again,
question. Can I ask you a real
common
question?
sense, man.
Can I ask you a real question?
Yes, sir.
You're Ugandan, right?
Yes, sir.
When you look in your Ugandan history, has Ugandan only been oppressed by white leaders?
100%, man.
What was Idi Amin?
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's tribal. No, you got to tell the truth.
No,
I'm gonna tell you.
What was Idi Amin?
Idi Amin was he's not from Uganda.
What was Idi Amin? What was he?
He did, but once again, what you're gonna say is that what the white man told you he was.
No white
Well,
man
I'm telling
told me
you-
who he was. First off, nigga, don't think I'm that ignorant, bro. Don't come to me with that.
Okay, so the question was,
I simply asked you, what did Idi Amin do? What did he do, bug?
But Idi Amin was a dictator in Uganda.
And did he or did he not oppress his own people?
It depends on who you ask.
All right, okay.
It depends on who you ask, because some people say, you know what he said? White man, you can't come in here. That was one of his man. You can't come
But
in
how
here, white
many of
man.
his people did he also kill to oppress
Ask you a
during the
question.
oppression?
But once again,
I understand what he said. Yes, I understand that.
I agree.
It
I
depends
agree
on
with
who
you
you talk.
totally.
It depends on who you talk
Exactly.
through, from which lens they look at. From one lens,
Exactly.
he might have been the greatest ruler ever, and another
I
lens,
wouldn't
he
say
was.
that.
I'm telling you, I'm saying from one
Yeah,
lens,
I agree.
somebody might
I
feel that
agree.
way, and from the
I
other
agree.
lens, somebody might feel he was a horrible dictator. Same thing with Gaddafi. If you look at what
okay.
Gaddafi was doing and trying to do for his people. Shit,
Yeah.
that sounds like a great blueprint to follow. But when you look,
okay.
but when you look through the lens from others, they said he was a dictator, or they say he killed a lot of people.
I
So
agree.
it's all perspective. That's what I've been trying to say.
And all I'm saying is that I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying my common sense tells me if every gun in the room was pointed at me, why I'm gonna go and still walk in that same room over? Every gun in the room was pointed at me. Every gun in the room in U.S. ain't no guns that's pointed at them. All the guns are pointed at me. Every single one. The legislature, the Congress, the laws, everything is pointed at me to put me down. And I'm gonna turn around and be like, well, I'm gonna change this. How? It's their system.
I don't think we're trying
can't-
to change their system. I think we're trying to change how we operate in their system.
But see, that don't make sense, bro. How you gonna change how you operate in somebody else? If it's my house and these are my rules, and you say, well, I'm gonna sneak out some. Nah, bro, it's my house, my rules. We gonna change the rules like we did, like we've been doing for the last 400 years. We're gonna change rules to make it harder for you.
If I go somewhere, if I go to Europe, I gotta follow the European laws, though.
But once,
If I go to Singapore, I still gotta follow the laws of the land of
but
Singapore, right?
why are you not going somewhere where, at the very least, the people look like you? You keep talking about going to Europe and going to Singapore.
Honestly,
Why would not go somewhere where they look like me?
bro, I'm just. It's the same thing. If I go to Uganda, I gotta follow the rules of the land there, right?
So you think? So yeah.
Which African? Hold on, talking about which African country just outlawed it and made it illegal to be homosexual to the fact that you can die? They just did that. I just read it in the news. I'm asking you which country
Uganda.
was it? Oh, it was. See, I didn't even know. I'm one of bullshit. I know. So it's Uganda. So
Yeah, but
so hold on. Talk about.
That's quote unquote.
Talk about. No, fuck the quotes. Talk about. What I'm saying is, if I'm a gay black man and I'm oppressed in America and my roots are Ugandan, I'm finna go run in Uganda right quick. But damn, when I run in Uganda now, I'm like, well, shit. I just said that they trying to kill us for being gay. So they're trying to kill me over here for being. They're trying to kill me over here. They're trying to kill me over here for being black. Now they're trying to kill me over here for my sexual orientation. Like,
is sodomy a crime in Texas right now?
it's a lot of shit in crime in Texas. It
I
probably
asked
still
you
is.
a question, bro. Is sodomy a crime in Texas right
Well,
now?
if you stop screaming, you hear me say it probably still is.
No, it is 100% a crime in Houston, Texas to sodomize anybody, whether it's consensual or not.
It's also
Man or female,
against
yes or
the
no?
law. It's also against the law for a black man to walk in Bel Air after dusk.
No, see, you talking about some. You just saying. I'm talking about for real.
No, for
It's
real,
on the
nigga. I'm not
books.
just saying. Why you see? That's
Come
what I'm saying.
on,
Stop
not
doing that.
on the books.
Stop doing
You
that. Stop
saying
doing
in
that. Stop
Bel
doing
Air,
that. Stop
it's
doing
a
that.
lot of
Stop doing
walk.
that. 100%.
You making up stuff. I'm talking about real laws.
First off, sir, kind sir, I'm not making up anything because I actually did a report on it. But you know everything. So you go ahead. You go ahead.
With 2022.
No,
on the
you go
books
ahead,
is
bro.
law
You
that's-
go ahead, bro.
I'm asking you.
You go ahead, bro.
What's
I
the
don't
law?
know about
I'll look it up.
2022.
I'll look it up.
I don't know about
I'm talking about
2022.
2022. In 2022, if I decided that me and Miss Duchess got into a relationship, we in love, I love her, she loved me, and I sodomized her in our act of passion, and somebody called law, I'm going to jail.
Oh.
That's the law in
Okay.
Houston, Texas.
All right.
So that's what I'm saying. So you talking about over there and how it's crazy. That's the education part I'm talking about educating ourselves that
Get the fuck
it's
out
not
of here
as
with that
bad
bullshit,
as we think
bro.
it
Man,
is.
get on with that bullshit.
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? We
Why
don't educate
can't we
ourselves.
just get along and do both? We have education and we have power.
Because he don't want
economics.
both. He doesn't want
Who
both.
don't want both?
He wants to hop on one soapbox.
Go to Uganda.
He wants to hop on one soapbox and say X, Y, and Z. When actually our whole conversation has been trying to incorporate both. You got to start
whole
within
thing-
first. So you got to fix our community within first before I go run somewhere else. Because if I don't fix the problem first and then just go run somewhere else, I'm running somewhere else with the same problem, and then I'm going to institute the exact same problem just in a different place.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why Africans don't want us over there. You know, because of the
why?
mentality that we have. Because of the mentality that we have.
And
Most of them look at us. Most of them look at us sideways because of the mentality that we have. Because we don't work together, we don't do things together economically. Why don't we do things educationally? And they're looking at us. Why don't they do this? But they don't understand what we have been through. There is no other. If you even mention the Jews, I will slap somebody. They did not even go through what we went through. You know what I'm saying? They went through a Holocaust, and I give them that. But they came to America. Who you think owns the world banks? Because they came here and worked together, and they became a mogul at the economics and the banking industry. Now they own the world banks. We're the only culture that have came to America that have not produced like we should in America because we do not work together. Irish took over the police department. You know, the Mexicans took over all the landscaping, took over all the
labor.
and then they got all of them got Chinatown. You got Little Havana. You know, you got all this stuff and things like that because they work and they support each other.
And now we're on the same page. Now we're on the same page. I agree with you.
We've
on
been
the same page.
saying that for the past 30 minutes, though, boo.
But no, what I'm saying is this. I agree with that. I'm on the same page. My whole thing is that the thought that we gonna change, like, I agree that it's about togetherness. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, the same. We all say the same thing. It's togetherness. It's about being together, working together, having a mindset of togetherness. But all I'm saying is that we have examples of it, other places where we can see it. We have examples of it. Why are we hesitant? Why is there a roadblock for us to be like, okay, I'm not saying let's be them. I've never, how many times have I told you, Dove, I'm not going back to Uganda? Or how many times I said I'm going back to South Africa? How many times in my life you ever heard me say I want to go? I got to go.
Honestly,
right?
I never have.
But
And I've questioned why you don't want to. And I never understood that.
And I'm telling you because I understand that what you are is not where you're at. What you are is not where you're at. But just because you have a Houston mentality, you in Atlanta right now, bro. You're not Atlantean. You don't have Atlanta ways. You're not walking around with a Jerry curl and trying to hit other dudes. You're a Houstonian, right? Where you are is not what you at. Where you are, where you're from is where you're from. And it carries with you. So I'm saying that we don't have to be Africans. We don't have to be like Nigerian or anybody else. But we can recognize that we can see that there's a Nigerian film company. There's a Nigerian movie industry. There's an Indian movie industry. There's a Chinese movie industry. Is there a Black American film industry?
It is
where they have film. No, it's not, bro. It's not, man. It's not like it should be. Not like it should be. To say that we have the spending power that we got, we should have movies the same. So
we do have a Black film industry though.
Come on, man. So you telling me we have all the spending power, but we have the movies that we have? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Let's gotta be honest. We have to have honest conversations, bro.
We're having an honest conversation. You really believe that we don't have a Black film industry here in America?
I'm saying that for the spending dollar that the Black American have, the spending dollar that we have, right? The money that we have, what we put out, we put more money into Tom Cruise movies than we do into Tyler Perry movies. It's a fact. You can look it up and see. We put more money into Seth Rogen and Roethlisberger's and Warner Brothers than we do in our own movies. That's a fact. You can look it up.
What do you mean by that? What you're saying, the education. We need to educate people and say, hey, we spend, and that's part of on my little website. I said we spend the most money. I believe we spend the most money. We don't make the most money, but we spend the most money. Educate them and say, hey, let's take our money, what our spending money sells, and spend it amongst our own people to make all of us rich, instead of making them rich.
We have to have a concerted effort from across the board.
So let me ask you a question, bro. And this is just a personal question. Did you go? Did you go spend some dollars and see Nope?
I don't spend money. I don't spend money on movies. That's
no. It's
a trick question.
It's not a trick question because you brought up the Black film industry. And
I didn't spend money to see Top Gun either.
Let me finish though. You brought up the Black film industry, and you brought up where Black people are spending their dollars on other movies. And I'm not picking on you per se. So let me not say actuality, but let's just say, for example purposes, would you spend your Black dollars to go see a black film, which is Nope?
I do, bro. But to take it a step further, bro, not only do I spend my money to see Black movies, bro, I promote Black businesses. I literally promote, fund, discount, create logos, create banners. I work with Black businesses. So I don't feel like my contribution to the Black community should even be. I'm not saying that I'm above it. I'm just saying
it sounds like you are. Because I think everybody on the screen does the exact same thing that you're doing.
I agree with you. But I'm just saying that I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about people like us are the minority, and that's the problem. We should be the majority. We have all the spending power. We have all the. We have to change, and that's the education. I'm talking about education, and that not formal education, but the education to know that, hey, we have to know that, man, we buying Black. We have to know that, hey, no, that's not for us. No. We can't be listening. Jack Harlow can't win no awards. We can't be having XYZ. It has to be up because we can't go to their awards and win.
Yeah, but we don't own no award show though.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't go. That's the bigger problem. And so we don't go. So like Drake, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to your award show. I'm throwing my own award show, man. I'm OVOs, man. I'm not going to no MV. I'm going OVOs, man. I'm not going to your MTVs so I can watch these white folks win these. I'm not going to American Idol so these white folks can tell me that I can't sing. I'm not going on your cooking show so the white man can tell me I can't cook. That's mentality, bro. It's education.
But this is what I'm saying right here is the way that you're talking. I like the way you're talking now. But when we started, we started the conversation about should we marry outside of our race, or should that, the issue about that. Well, I think that now we're talking in line with what I was trying to say. Is that first, all I'm saying is before you go outside of the race, let's get the race that we have together. Let's invest in each other as Black women, Black men, give each other a chance to be who that we need to be for that particular, and build a legacy for our community. That's all I'm saying. And the reason I say that is because most Black people, young Black people, have never heard that. And that needs to be said. And I'm not saying,
just like you were saying.
Right, I'm not saying mind change. So we have to start there. Because you just said, I ain't gonna go spend my money over here. I ain't gonna spend my money over here. I ain't gonna spend, but you gonna marry a white woman? You know, that's what I'm saying, is that we have to first take care and have enough love, self-love, to know that we are worth every bit and we deserve each other, and that we are successful in what we do. Yeah. That we can make a legacy and we can change our community. You start at home, and you start with you and your wife. You start with you and your children, and you build off from there. That's where it starts. It don't start in Africa. It starts right there in your home. From my brother right there talking, he's married, him talking to his wife talking to him educating his children educating other people. This is where it starts, with the family. And we educating our family, bringing them to understand who they are, where they come from as Black people, what we have achieved, the success that we've had. We built this country. They need to know that. That's what critical race theory was about. But because I say it ain't their responsibility to teach us what we've done and what we have achieved in America. It's our responsibility to teach our children what Malcolm X did, and what, they demonize Malcolm X, but they don't talk about the good stuff of Malcolm X.
Do that. They ain't gonna never talk. They're gonna always put they spin on it. I feel like a conversation that has to be had at the end of the day is going to be a very contentious, very aggressive, very unhappy conversation, because before the light, it's a storm. It's not going to be I feel like, and this is me talking right now. It's not the truth or not the facts, but I feel like our people, Black people, are forgiving people. We're kind people. We're loving people. So we don't want to ruffle no feathers. You know what? I'm a gone, but iron sharpens iron, right? For a revolution, no revolution on the planet Earth has ever happened from a conversation. It's been blood spill. It's been arguments. It's been fights. It's been some form of contention, because you have people who are going to be like, no, I'm going to take this money. You have people it's going to be people who are going to be against the greater good, and so you're going to let them just keep, and those people are going to put holes and put slow the movement down, right? So it's going to be contentious, but once you get past the contention and we get on the same page, oh man, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful, because we're going to be able to move together. We are moving together, and man. When I went to Jones High School, right? I had a teacher named Miss Barnett, old white lady, man. Nicest person, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Jones had, I don't want to talk about the dude, but anyway, so she was like, man, they ain't using this money right. We going to the Black Madonna. They fought her tooth and nail, but she's like, nah, we going. You know what I mean? The admin fought her. She got us to go, so we go there. Barbara Shango is there, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say no names because whatever. They treated her like shit the whole time we was there. The people that's there. They not knowing that she the one made this happen and made all these Black kids that's in this program that they don't want the Black kids to be in, the Jones Vanguard program. They don't want no Black kids in there. They want Pearland. They want all these white kids, but it's Black kids in there in the heart of South Park. And she like, you gotta go see what's going on with your people. Treated her like shit, and that's one of the times that let me know that we hurt as a people. We hurt, we mad, we upset. We've been done wrong for years and years, and sometimes hurt people. So instead of them realizing oh, this is the chaperone. Obviously, she made this happen. You know, obviously, there are white people, there are Mexican people, there are Chinese people, there are people that are not black who want to see black people do well because they have good hearts. Just like there are black people who want to see white people do well. Because at the end of the day, it's about we when it all gets right, we still gotta live together and work together. Whether we're black, white, Mexican, we still live on the same earth. I can't have China go over there doing this crazy stuff, messing the world up just because they China. We have to work together, live together. So we have to have the conversation, and we have to have the contention so that we can agree on how we're gonna do it as a people. We're gonna do this, and after that happens, it gets beautiful because now we can move in directions. My way might be, I might be wrong. It might not be Africa. It might be in America. It might be a mix of the two. I think it's a mix of the two. I think it's us in America looking at Africa and just taking the things they do well and applying it, like the Black Panthers did, like the RBG does, or the RGB does. Like I feel like those are good examples of how we can use. We don't have to be African, but we can see the unity. Kwanzaa, different. We don't have to be African, but we can understand that we have a home, but our home is here now. We have a beginning. We're not just. It's not our beginning. Our trauma is not our beginning. That's a piece of our history. The traumatic part that can't be our beginning. That can't be the because we're gonna always be in trauma.
Yeah,
but I'm talking too much.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy, man. I don't like that guy.
No. Oh, this one. No.
Yeah, right here, man. I was looking at so okay.
Talk about this one. I'm laughing. This one I'm laughing.
What?
You know, like back in the day when the sitcoms was going off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My bad. You know, back in the day when the sitcoms was going off.
Yeah.
You see the couple, and at the ending,
they
go from the big
circle
screen to the circle. That's
and
what
it
they
close
look
out.
like. Yeah, they look like that couple. Like they made me sit next to her, so I'm gonna sit next to her.
So how can we as listeners of the 16 shots podcast, and I feel like Dub can his drink on. I'm drinking water, by the way.
No, this is just regular unsweet. This is regular sweet tea.
I'm drinking Coke Zero.
It's something in that Coke Zero.
I'm just so you know, I would never defile my body with any
100 proof.
100 proof Coke Zero. But how can people from the what is the talk about the dating part? I'm talking about the dating and the dating scene and how y'all.
Well, hold on, let me ask some questions, bro. You've been dominating the
We went from Africa to dating.
Bug is the talent of the 16 Shots podcast. So if we were, he would be the shots, you know. So he froze. His computer died. So all right, let me ask y'all a question. Blackpeoples.com. Is this a brick and mortar as well, or is it all internet based?
So we have a studio. We shoot normally in a studio. So it's a little bit of both. Sometimes we go in our own personal studio and we'll shoot some things. But then we'll go into the other studio and have a whole production. Yeah.
Well, one of our visions is to have a facility that incorporates everything. So we want a school, a Saturday school, where we can educate our people, teach them, because going
Recording
back
stopped.
into
All right, it's all good. Keep going. It's
okay, and then and things like that. So we want the brick and mortar so that we
Recording
can build
in progress.
infrastructure and things like that too. So that's in our plans, our vision plan, to have a building that can house what we're trying to do for the community, for our children, for our adults, parenting classes, couple classes. Just a whole bunch of things. So that's kind of our vision, is to have a building.
So in addition to that, we also we're kind of stationed in the Ion building, 4201 Main. So that's why we do a lot of our things as well. So you remember the old Sears building? The Sears building downtown?
It was across the street from Fiesta, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all brought that up because I've been in Atlanta for the past year. I'm actually coming back at the end of the month. I'm moving back to Houston. But so I was in Houston 2 weeks ago. Now when I left, there was still construction being done, but I saw it. It looks like a cool little building, and I thought it was going to be a lot of technology stuff going on there. So what actually goes on there, and how can I rent a suite out or rent space there?
Oh yeah, it started from Rice University. They're trying to make Houston the next Silicon Valley. That was in California, but they're trying to bring it to Houston, where technology is the hub, it's the mecca of technology, and so they're building that building specifically for that. So they have a lab. I think 50 Cent has his G unit there, and we went there to
Unit T or something.
Right. Yeah. So he goes to
with the little kids.
Yeah, the lab and stuff like that. So all you have to do is come into the building or either Google it and talk to them. You can go from any range from $250 if you just want a spot, do conferences, put your laptop up, and then you go all the way up to an office space.
To a suite, 2 suites, 2 desks to 6 desks.
Yeah.
But you go to the second floor, go to 4201 Main, go to the second floor. It's called a Common Desk. You can look it up on the internet as well, Common Desk. Yeah. And it's make sure you go to the Ion Houston, because Common Desk is all over.
Right.
But if you want to know what's going on in there, they have pitch competitions. They have a whole lab where if you have an idea and you have something that you want to invent, you go in there and they'll help you put it together. Mm-hmm. They have all kinds of things. They have angel funding,
venture capitalists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's very nice, very nice.
So that's what we want to be a part of that infrastructure. We wanted our vision for going in there was to work with one Black lady she said she have an assignment to integrate Black people into it, because if we don't intentionally do it, we'll get left out. Mm-hmm. So our goal was to go in there and help develop a seminar for our people, because our people are not where they're at, for its technology, for its capitalism, for its venture capitalists. We trying to make an LLC work. We're trying to make an EIN. We don't know what an EIN is. We don't know the difference.
We don't have a logo.
Yeah.
Or a website.
So we try. we try to get the basics in there.
Not us, but people.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, I was just saying, they got a logo right here.
Yeah, but we're trying to get it to where we can begin to teach our people how business works and bring them to the venture capitalists. So once they come through our seminar, we'll get them prepared to go see that venture capitalist or that Chase Bank that's going to put you through all this, and hopefully they can get to the point where we get the funding that they're needing.
So you mentioned that you're going to relocate. I am a real estate agent, so if you need something or another shameless plug, I will hook you up. All right.
I'm from Houston, so I'm from Houston. Was born and raised. I moved for a job opportunity in Atlanta, and I'm moving back to Houston. So I still have my house I own. I didn't sell it or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Just in case. Okay. So, did you have any more questions? Because we got some events and activities we wanted to mention.
No, go ahead. You pretty much answered the questions. I was just asking, if you guys had a brick and mortar or if it was strictly online. So you gave some good questions. If someone wanted to rent you guys out for a podcast or for a seminar, can they do that, or how does that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you mean? Like they want us to be a personality on their podcast,
or someone wants to shoot their podcast? They don't have anything outside of an idea, and they come to you guys and say, "Hey, I see you guys have a podcast in the space. Can they do that as well?"
Yeah, we have a producer. We have a space that has at least 3 locations.
Recording stopped.
Different sets and stuff like that. So if they want a podcast, we'll hook them right on up. Camera, producer, editing, all that other stuff.
I help them loosen up and get some personality going and all that. Say, So.
All right, so cool. What you got on your list there?
All right, so our next events are September 17th. We're going to have a game night. It will be at that place I was telling you about, the Ion at 4201 Main. Okay, it's from 2 to 5. All right. We have also ambassadors. We're looking for people to help us run this organization. Mm-hmm. This is a nonprofit organization. We're not making any money from it, so we need some help.
Never
okay?
mind.
Got full-time jobs. All right. So also we're going to be doing Houston Live. I don't know if you mentioned anything. We're going to be going around to the big name places in Houston, and we're going to be interviewing the manager and some of the guests there, so that we can get collective money there with the Black businesses. Our website is black-peoples.com. Okay, and when we do our Houston Lives and our podcast, you will see us on Facebook at 7:00. All right. We're also not Black History, breast cancer awareness is coming up in October. So we'll be doing something. We'll be doing a walk October 8th at Kitty Hollow. That's in Fresno or Missouri City. I don't know. That's in Chocolate City. So yeah, we're going to be asking teams to form there and make a donation, and that'll be a lot of fun because people wear the tutus. We have the women wearing the tutus, the dogs wearing the tutus, and some men wearing tutus too. But that's your preference. All right, so then we're going to have this is going to be my this decade party, like a network. Wear your 60s, your 20s, whatever, 80s, millennials. You don't have to wear a costume at all. It's going to be a networking event, October 29th, okay, from 9 to 11. Then we're going to have dinner in War. That's in Black. In War is in Black, in French, okay? So that's a lot of things that we're going to be doing. If you want to get in contact with us, please dial 832-298-4541. Okay, that's it.
And what we need you to do, it right now. We need you to do it right this minute. Go to black-peoples.com. And on there, that website will lead you to all of our social media, podcasts,
Instagrams, TikTok.
It'll show you how to become we're a nonprofit organization. Like I said, we don't make any money off this. This is something that we do for free. As a non-profit organization, so donation and things like that is welcome. And then also we're looking for ambassadors. We need ambassadors to be a part of these organizations. Like we want to start a mentor program. We want to do Saturday school. We just talked about the historian. We need 2 historians.
Jamie, be an ambassador. Let's connect.
Historians that would be able to educate.
His eyes got big. Yeah, we need your help.
Education.
Let me tell you, man. All these kids walking around like, look here, Mr. White Man. You can't tell me what to do. I know it.
Mr. Jamie said we need to go back to Ghana and
so we need it, man. We need historians, we need educators, we need politicians, we need everybody. We just brought on board.
So Mr. Atlanta, we need you too.
we just brought on board some young couples.
Time.
Mr. Atlanta, Mr. Atlanta.
Please don't say Mr. Atlanta. I am from Ham Clark, Texas.
Mr. Atlanta. She said it right.
I am from Ham Clark, Texas.
Oh yeah,
ain't nothing Atlanta about me. You know what I'm saying?
Did you go to Madison?
I went to Madison for 2 years, but then I graduated from Worthing. So
they kicked him out.
Okay,
it's like, man, you too soft to be here.
Much love, bro. Much love.
He went to Madison.
If I can ask a question, sir, what year did you graduate from Madison?
From Madison, 87.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
That's when Jeremiah and them running things. Now that's before Jeremiah. That's Bobby Brown. Who that? Bobby Brown. Who was the quarterback that year?
I mean, I don't know. I was born in 81, so I can tell you. Oh, okay.
I know Broderick Thomas. Her brother was quarterback.
Who was your brother?
Okay.
Terrence Rhodey is my brother.
Yeah, her brother was the quarterback. And
hold up. Y'all know the Russians, huh? Oldest Russian. Yeah, that was my OG. That was my guy right there, man. Oldest Russian, got about 3 or 4 sisters. Yeah, that's my guy. That's for the time, for your dog.
That's for me.
Yeah, Oldest was a bull. Oldest was a bull, man. You think I'm wild? Psh.
Yeah. Everything came out of Madison back then. We all OGs back then.
Yes, we didn't even know we were family.
Yeah. I'm from Brentwood. You know what I'm talking about? Glenwick Street is where my parents still stay.
But
All
third
right.
ward is the hardest
Westbrook in
hood.
the house.
Third ward is the hood, though. We all
It's a
share.
lie. It's a lie.
All
It's a lie.
I got one question for y'all. One question for
Okay.
y'all. This is a very important question. Very important question, right?
Okay.
Okay. If I said you got three songs that would describe you as people individually, what are those three songs?
He said people individually. Which one is
I mean,
it?
like,
Is it
I mean,
collectively?
Miss Duchess and the Great
Yeah.
Pastor. You have your three songs. He got it 3 songs.
3 songs.
To describe me as a person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me see.
I go first. I
Okay.
know
I
my
gotta
song.
think of mine.
I know my song. The first song is "Every Day I'm Hustling." Yeah, that's the theme. That's the theme song. Then I would say go back to New Edition. Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? And then I would say Kim. That's for my lady, Heaven.
Okay. All right. Talking about K-E-M, Kim.
Yeah, Kim.
He was he in town last night or a couple nights ago?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I heard it came.
Yeah. Kim
Those
is
are my 3. That's my 3.
So mine, the first one I would like to say is probably I'm so fancy. Hey. Okay. Did they have to be black? Because that was Fergalicious. I'm sorry.
I said music. Music is universal, man. There's no color to music.
Thank you. I'm so fancy and I'm every woman. Chaka Khan.
Okay.
Now I do a lot. And my last one would be I don't know. This is probably one that's not very popular, but it's Superhero by Tamala Mann. It's a she's singing about we need a superhero to come down here and save us. And
Great Tamla Man.
I have a Superwoman cape and I wear it sometimes at my other contract.
Now, hold up now. We're not talking about our personal business like that. I don't want to know about your private tales and what you do.
I'm a pediatric psychotherapist, so I work at a school and I wear my Superwoman cape just to catch your attention.
You got the pastor right there. You talking about some costumes and role play. I didn't know if that's I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't even tell. Y'all don't even get to know that. Y'all don't even know that. You know what the Duchess does or not. That's Duchess' private diary business.
Because I have this gorilla mask that I put on sometimes. And I repeat my chest. That's when I'm gonna go dunk on somebody. I'm talking about basketball. But also just to let y'all know, you have to talk about politicians. You're talking about people who would be able to infuse into your situation. We have a food drive on Saturday at 8400. Yes, this Saturday, 8400. But we have one monthly. But this month, and we work closely with Dr. Kingsley, Dr. Edna Kingsley, and also Councilwoman Tiffany Thomas. So
let's get a pen and write that down, man.
Yeah. I'll send you the information.
Okay. Yeah. But, more.
Yeah. And also, we have Heads Up Houston, which is a nonprofit organization we run in Alief, Texas, but it has branches around the city. And we have a space where we do adult ESL, we do adult learning, we do youth out of school and after school care. We do basketball, we do soccer, we do cheer, we do arts and crafts. We just had a pool party yesterday. But we have people who are who would love to infuse themselves, and I'm speaking for them, but I know them pretty well, that would love to contribute to what you guys are doing. Fresno's kind of far, but if we can meet halfway, or I don't know, some of them live that way. But definitely stay in touch. I'll send information on the and we have them every month. We've been going every month for the last 2 years. with the food drives.
Okay.
So we partnered with the food bank for that. So, man, this has been a lovely podcast. I feel like Dub made it all serious and stuff. I was trying to be funny and stuff, but Dub was all the serious talk. You know, it's hard to be funny with that face he has right there. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a let's be fun face. He has a like very serious smile.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. What I want to say is, man, my hat goes off to y'all, man. Awesome job. You know, the things you're doing, the conversation. You ain't afraid of confrontation. That's good. So I really enjoyed it, man. Wish y'all the best of what y'all do. We gonna collab. We collab with everybody, man. So if you're doing something for the community, you can count us in, man. So just let us know what you got going on. We'll come by. We'll showcase your event. Put it out on our podcast, whatever the case is. I think we rock with Ivan and Alan. I don't know if you know those people, but they do pretty big things in Houston there.
You talking about Alan? Alan, what's his last name? Old gentleman, all gray.
No.
Alan Bird.
Young dude. He does a 40 acres conference, one of the largest kind of conferences that's been done on MLK Day at the Post.
Okay.
Jack Lee came and gave him an award and stuff like that. So he does some pretty big things. So that's just one of them and things like that. So we meet some nice people, man. I'm glad we met you. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be collabing with you doing some things too.
Off the pod, I'll give you the laundry list of things. I don't like to get on the pod and be like, I did this, I did that. But off the pod, I'll let you know what we got going, because we got a lot of stuff going and got a lot of stuff coming up as well, you know.
That's what I was saying. Pocket of greatness here, pocket of greatness there. We need to all mix it all in one pot.
Yeah, we don't mind covering it. We do it. Because we don't get, like I said, nonprofit, we don't get paid from this, man. It's something we do on our spare time.
Man, one of my side missions is to get people to get paid, because working in that space for so many years, I got like 10, 15 years. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say my age, but I got some years doing it, and it's like these other companies come in and get paper. I'm talking about Walmart, Ace. These big companies come in and get $30,000-$40,000 checks, and they have checks that they're allocated to spend with nonprofits, and they just hold that. Because nobody comes to ask for it. No, they just hold it and put it in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, hey, let's go get paid. We literally train kids, employ them. We have a partnership with HCC. We do the work study kids. So we go and they get work study. We have kids that we've had since, I don't want to say my age, but we're building. You know what I'm saying? We're building. So we can definitely collaborate in that manner. And
we'd love to, man. If you can kick some
25, when 2530 Media gets up, we can have an in-studio thing where you can actually reach over and punch me when I talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we could be in the same studio. When we have our debate, you can reach over and just keep it a pow. Like I thought you was a pastor, man. You can't. We got doo-doo, but what's up with you, Doug? We got doo-doo, man. What's going on?
I'm still hard clock, bro.
I'm just this guy. I'm just listening to you speak, sir. That's all.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Doug better when he had his hair cut low, man. I was looking at some old films this morning, man, at the earlier pods, man. And he was a much more jovial guy with less hair, man. The more hair you have, the more you're not jovial, man.
He's serious.
I know. Look, he didn't break it all.
See, if you really want to tell the truth, those parts were when we were in person and you were less full of shit, because you don't do this when we're in person.
See, that's that Herm Clark in here, man. That's the Herm Clark. He always wanted to be like in person.
Yeah, he from Herm Clark.
I am from Third Ward, man. I have Ugandan and South African roots, but I went to elementary, middle school. Grew up in the Tray, man. I got quiet as kept. I done threw on 3 different black-owned company shirts in the pod. You know what I'm saying? I kept that low key though. People that know won't know. You know what I'm saying? I like this guy, man. This guy here, man.
Okay.
What's up, man? You all right, bro?
I am listening, bro. What are you
How
talking
you
about?
just sitting
I
there-
have
just sitting there with-
nothing to say. I'm listening to you speak, and
I know this
listening.
guy so well. I can look in your face and see the words that you're saying in your head, man.
What words am I saying in my head outside of
know
I have to
you
get off the
st-
pod?
All right, well, happy birthday to the Queen, Dominique Williams, the wife of said podcast over there. Happy birthday
from the Duchess.
Tell her when y'all come back, I got a gift for her. I don't have enough. I ain't making the big bread to send it through the mail, and it might get lost and y'all might be gone. But when she comes back, I definitely have a gift for her. She's gonna love it, hopefully. You got any closing words? Blackpeoples.com podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, I am the first American Duchess.
I am Pastor T. Roy. Go to black-peoples.
Please go to Black People. Please.
Get on there. Get
I'm
on the
tired of
site.
hearing
The
you
site
say it.
tells us everything that you need to know about us, what we do, where we're going to be at, how to donate, how to do this, whatever, become an ambassador, all that other stuff. So please go to black-peoples.com.
Please, so you can stop saying.
You got any
All
last,
right. Well,
any
that's
last
it.
words,
That's
Dub?
Nope. This has been another episode of the 16 Shots podcast.
Hold on.
One young James
I'm gonna
Williams.
ask you, what's the name of the
They all
podcast,
done.
man?
Tell me how you took, and I'm gonna tell you what I meant.
We have
Podcast,
our
though. We never got to that
special
point.
guest.
But you gotta let them hear the intro, bro. Come on, man. You ain't get to hear our fancy intro because you didn't push the button. You supposed to give me like a sign or something. Like you ain't like give me a sign. So let them hear our fancy intro, man. Please.
I mean, in all honesty, I was just going to add it in production, but
Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down.
Oh, you got the language in there.
H-Town's finest.
I forgot the 6 passes. Oh, that's what it was.
Podcast.
I'm liking with that old.
Drake Clark.
Yeah, that's Clark.
Clark is
That's our Clark, bro. Much
You
love,
see-
bro.
Yeah, you see that guy right there?
Ism.
He's the guy with the language. Me, I'm all about, just I don't want to say all those flippity flip words, but that guy right there, we used to be rappers, man. And every time we rap, he'd be like, MF that, B that. I'm like, bro, why can't we just be, you know what I'm saying? Me, I was talking about, pottery and like, planting trees and, and this, that guy over there.
All right, so everybody
That's all
go
right.
to black. So everybody needs to go to black-peoples.
No, black dash.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I said black dash, right? What I said?
Yeah, black. It said black dot.
Dot black slash
No,
What I
she
said?
black
He said
black
that. Black dash peoples.
Yeah.
Black-peoples.com. I've been day drinking, okay? It's
Okay.
black-peoples.com.
Right.
yes.
Yeah, go there.
Yeah. Limoncello. Y'all drink limoncello?
I ain't gonna lie.
That sounds very tasty.
Yeah,
What is that?
I just happened to be scrolling through TikTok and I saw this Italian drink called limoncello. It was pretty tasty. So I've been drinking limoncello with Casamigos and lemonade.
Okay.
Ain't gonna lie. Next pod, I'm wearing gloves, bro.
See.
I'm just
I
telling you,
wasn't
bro.
gonna bring it
straight
up. I assumed that it was a part of her outfit.
I don't care. Next pod, bro, I'm gonna have me some black gloves on. They're gonna be long gloves too.
When
But,
you
you
wear
know, I'm
black
cheap,
gloves,
so I'm-
people gonna think you're trying to rob somebody.
Nah, but see, what I'm gonna do is they ain't gonna be like here. They're gonna be like dishwashing gloves because I'm cheap. But you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be long black gloves, bro. It's gonna be. I gotta find. Now I'm gonna get red gloves because I look good in red. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wearing some red gloves with a red hat, bro.
This is probably
I
my business, but okay.
I'm not in no gang. I'm not in no gang. I don't bang. I don't bang. I write the good rhyme. I don't bang. I write the good rhyme. That's
Okay.
Ice Cube.
It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Hopefully you will have us on your podcast and we will act
Much
accordingly.
love.
And Boogie will act accordingly as well. But thank you guys. We enjoyed you guys. Blackpeoples.com. Everybody check them out.
Cowboys are losing. The Cowboys are losing.